I've always had a passion for being around and learning about animals. When I was younger, going to zoos and animal parks was always a part of my life. I wanted to share my passion with family and friends, so I started working with people that loved animals as much as I did, and my YouTube channel was born.
Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Wesley at the Scovill Zoo. Hello.
Hello.
And who do you have here behind us?
I've got Eden, this two-toed sloth. She's trying to run away and hide right now, but hopefully she'll come right back out. She's just out investigating a zoo who we've got next door.
So, where can you find these sloths in the wild?
They're a South American species, so really anywhere between the upper kind of cusp of South America and a little bit into Central America, but not very far. So they're more of a warm weather species.
And how is she liking the kind of cooler weather that we have today?
She doesn't really like it too much. We've got multiple heat lamps in there because they've got very low body mass, or muscle weight, so they can't really shiver like we can. So really as soon as it gets below 60 degrees, we have to have heat lamps on her so she can stay nice and warm.
And what adaptations does she have to have the kind of the lifestyle that she's presenting here, climbing and hanging upside down?
Well, she's got those, I don't know if you can see it, but she's got the two toes, and they're actually more like claws, so they're hard keratinized appendages really, and she doesn't have full range of motion with them. She can really just kind of get them up and down, and those are nice and curved so they can hold branches really well. And then she's got leather pads on her feet and her hands, which help reduce the abrasions that she would get from the perches here or trees out in the wild. Excuse me, sorry. And they do have very strong grips, so they won't fall out of a tree. And yeah, they are able to, or they move as slow as they do because they've got such a slow metabolism, which helps them not have to eat as much, and they don't have to drink as much either.
And what do they eat out in the wild?
Mainly leaves. They will sometimes eat some fruits if they'll find them, but their diets are mainly just leaves.
And what do you feed them here?
Here, she's a little bit picky and spoiled, so she gets high-value vegetables like sweet potatoes, carrots, zucchini, squash. We try to give her lettuces and a lot of native vegetation that'll grow around here in the summer, but she kind of snubs her nose at them because she knows that she can get the really carby vegetables that fill her tummy up and taste better.
And what are in those little biscuits that you just showed us a couple minutes ago?
Well, it's moisture, and it's got grains in it. It's really just a way to get her like irons and other minerals, vitamins A, B, D. It's really just the complete diet, so we make sure she's got, it's kind of like a vitamin in the morning, just a multivitamin, make sure she's got all her correct levels in there. And then the afternoon, when she gets her vegetables, is more of her treats. So that's a higher value.
And what kind of animals would try to eat a sloth like this?
Oh, really anything. Really big birds of prey are their main predator.
So if the fur isn't really for camouflage, what is the benefit of it?
Well, actually, their fur grows opposite of most mammals. So because she hangs upside down, her hair grows from her stomach down towards her back, whereas most other mammals grow from the back towards the stomach. And what that does is when it rains, it channels it away and drips down her body, rather than just letting it collect on her stomach. And she will get algae and moss in the wild, which adds a little bit of camouflage, but it's not a crazy amount.
Yeah, it's not, it's somewhat helpful, but not like super helpful.
Exactly.
What's one of your favorite things about this sloth here?
Oh, it's really anytime she eats her vegetables that she really likes. So avocado and corn are her favorites. And when she eats corn, she'll eat it like we do. So she'll actually travel around the cob and clean it fully clean. And then she'll just drop it and go for the next one. And then watching her eat avocado is also really fun. But yeah, I mean, she's a sloth, so she sleeps about 20 hours a day. So really the most fun we ever get with her is when she's eating. She doesn't really give us too much to work with.
So, do these sloths ever leave the trees?
They do, but only when they come down to poop, which is only about once every week or up to 3.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's very regular, so she'll come down about once a week. But when she goes inside for the winter, it can push to 3, which gets a little risky.
And are these sloths endangered in the wild?
They are not. They're least concern, but there is a big part of the pet trade, which is threatening the species. So it's ripping mothers away from babies and really just kind of messing them up.
And speaking of babies, like how often do they reproduce since they're kind of slower?
They can reproduce up to once a year, but the babies do generally hang around with mom for a full year after they're born. They're not completely dependent, but they kind of hang around.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about the future of sloth. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @Culture. As always, I'll see you next week.